He was barely 20, and his boots sank into soil that was no longer truly alive. The young soldier walked through a burned clearing, the remnant of a war that, a few months earlier, had been nothing more than a distant tremor. He had been promised a quick mission, almost an easy one. Stabilization, they had said, but stabilization looked more like a failure covered with ashes. The trees of Virelya, once immense and rippling, now lay like hollow carcasses. The flora no longer moved. The roots had lost their murmurs. The work of Dr. Solorzano, who had died during the disaster at the base, had made it possible to calm the jungle. Pacified, yes, but alive. No, the fauna had fled or dissolved into the ground. The jungle seemed to be waiting for something, like a held breath. The soldier was part of the new recruits, trained in haste to replace the hundreds of men who never returned. The Essents, they said, had become monstrous, a spectral gorilla, elusive. They emerged from the ruins, struck without sound, and vanished before a single shot could be fired. He did not know that their leader was a man whose name was spoken only with fear. Lyam. The soldier knew nothing of this. He knew nothing of the massacre that had swallowed the scientific base a little less than a year earlier. General Petrescu and Solorzano had died there, torn apart by a force the official reports did not explain. Since then, the war had no boundaries. It spread everywhere, without order, without logic. He had simply been told, shoot anything that is not human. So when he saw the pale silhouette in the mist, tall and slender, he felt his heart contract. An Essent. The hatred of his people had taught him to fear them. But what followed was not reciprocal hatred. It was a sharp shadow, a silent movement, a pain that entered his chest before he could even cry out. He fell, and in his last breath, he saw a still figure beyond the warrior Essent, a man standing, calm, a man whose eyes carried a sadness far too ancient for his age. Lyam. He said nothing. He did not need to. The soldier understood, 1 second before fading, that he had not died from hatred. He had died in a war he did not understand, a war this man seemed, deep inside, to mourn.